So if you would please open your little atheist books. And we're going to go over the chapter 1 questions that I didn't get graded last night. That we did. We did a good number of them together, but if you would turn please to page 16. And we're going to talk about what's the difference between truth and tolerance. But before we do that, what does the book say is the true definition of putting up with something you don't like or you don't agree with? That's what being tolerant literally means. And it's come to mean something different in our in our culture. So, what's the difference between truth and tolerance? Yeah.
Tolerance is to accept all beliefs as true, but truth is.
Yeah. So tolerance now means that we are to accept all views as true, even those that contradict each other. So therefore, they can't both be true, right? Either Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, or he's not. And you can't; those two things can't both be true at the same time. And I want to make sure that you understand that we're talking about religious claims. We're talking about faith claims and truth claims. And the one thing that in our culture now that isn't acceptable is the belief that there is such a thing as absolute truth. And that is not there's our culture is not tolerant of that. But there's just uh, different truths. Your truth, my truth, but no absolute. But that is being stated as an absolute. So truth is always absolute if it's truly true. It's always absolute and universal. Just like gravity on the face of the earth. You're not going to find a place where gravity does not apply. You can go parasailing, but you are going to overpower gravity for a time. Gravity is gravity. So let's do the engage questions. How would you respond to the statement all religions are true? Yes.
It can't be because some religions contradict.
Right. Take Judaism and Islam. Jesus is a prophet in Islam. Jesus is God in Christianity. He can't be just a prophet and be God at the same time. So those are competing truth claims. Millions of competing truth claims. So all religions cannot be true. Not by the basis of because they may contradict claims. Or does it contradict each other? The resurrection. Jesus is either risen or he's not risen. be both at the same time. Yes.
So, how would you respond if someone claimed they said all religions are partially true and each religion has its own truths? Like, I, I can kind of see where they'd be coming from a little bit because a lot of religions are similar in certain ways. But I think it would be hard to combat, like, because if they don't have the same worldview as you and they're trying to say that to you, it's like, okay, well, I can't really change. It's hard to change someone's perspective.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think, like logically, right, to say all religions have some truth is a false statement at all. Um, it's when you say that they're all true. Like it's the whole there are many roads to Rome, or there's many ways to get up a mountain, and they all lead to the same place. But they, and um, I would say that when talking to somebody from a different faith perspective, be respectful, right? Be kind, um, but be in conversation with that person, and it isn't just like, okay, this is what I believe, so it's true, and that's all this is about, right? It's a matter of evidence. Is there evidence? We could we'll spend some time talking about the difference between the Bible and the Quran and how they both came to be. But it's very different. It's very different. Or the Bible and the Book of Mormon. It's very different. That doesn't negate that, in trying to speak to people and trying to, win people to Christ. It doesn't negate the need to be respectful. Some of you, I'm sure, know Tegan, and she spends a lot of time speaking with Mormon missionaries, and one of them actually has become a follower of Christ. And I can't think of a person more winsome and more kind than Tegan, and she really is able to have those conversations and honoring of the other person. So why shouldn't the elephant parable make any sense to the pluralist? Thinks it shouldn't be heard. Yes.
Because the one telling the parable has to know the truth.
Right. Someone has to know the truth in order for the parable to exist. So it assumes that the author or the narrator has real, true, objective position, has a real, true, objective position from which to judge what is there, the elephant. So then there is truth. Even in this poem that is designed to say there is no such thing as truth. There's truth. What are some of the main issues you learned in chapter 1 regarding pluralism? Yes.
They're exclusive.
Jamie. They make exclusive truth claims as well. Most people do. They may not realize it, but most people do. At the same time, they disdain other truth claims. Right? but they also hold to. Which is an untenable position to say there's no truth, but this is true. It's an untenable position. Any takeaways that you had from chapter 1? Something you learned, Abby?
There is absolute truth, and we should try to find out what it is.
Yeah, if there is such a thing as truth, I would think it would, maybe not at your age as much, but you get a little older, and it's like, maybe I want to know what's really true. Maybe you should spark some curiosity.
And people confuse atheism with agnosticism.
Yeah, the difference between an atheist and an agnostic. And did I tell you about the 2 different kinds of agnostics? Class I didn't. No, okay, I'm getting this. So we'll go over it. So there are 2 different kinds of agnostics. One agnostic is says that I don't know. It's like a personal agnostic. I don't know if there's a God, which I would think you'd want to find out. The other one is a more philosophical agnostic, that there may be a God or not, but ultimately it's unknowable. In other words, there's no way to know if there's a God. And both are agnostics. It's just they come at it from a little bit different. Okay, so what you're going to do now, 2 things. The first thing is if you'll look in your little atheist book on page 13, you have some terms there. Truth, self-defeating statements, relativism, postmodernism, tolerance, and pluralism. Some of those, maybe all of them, are in your glossary. If not, then you're going to have to look in your book for those definitions. But in your notebook, please write down those definitions. And then when you're done with that, if you're done with that before the class period is over, then just spend that time studying for your quiz, which is next week. On a day that I will figure out this. Guess what? Where? Write it up. In your notebook. In your book.